Known as the greatest tale of its time, a story coming straight out of the myths and legends of the Middle Ages, a tale of Viking and noble heroism, inspiring myriads of novels and films throughout our own time. This grand poem, soaring to the status of immortality in the ranks of the written world, has established itself under one grand title, the Epic of Beowulf.
So the Epic of Beowulf was composed between the 17th century to the 10th century. It was written in Anglo-Saxon, or otherwise known as Old English. Beowulf can be compared to the epic, the Odyssey. Even though they are very different and are separated by hundreds of years, they can be compared because that is how their cultures would represent a heroic figure and how they would portray him. Now, Beowulf has changed over many times because it was orally composed, and while they were composing it, there would be a lyre played in the background, so that it would be a kind of a enjoyment atmosphere almost.
So the Epic of Beowulf starts out with this Danish king, Hrothgar, and he builds this big fancy hall called Heorot.
In this hall, he would throw great parties. Now, a great beast, Grendel, would come down and eat people while these extravagant parties were being held.
And this kind of just goes on every time Hrothgar throws a party, then Grendel comes and eats somebody for 17 years.
My lord Hrothgar.
Oh good you're here. I must tell you of this beast that has been plaguing my hall for 17 years. You need to go kill it.
I, Beowulf, shall slay this mighty beast, and free your hall from its terrible wrath.
Yeah! Picture this. Grendel was about 20 feet tall, which is a few feet taller than two really tall NBA basketball players stacked on top of each other. His teeth had been stained forever with the blood of his victims. And just to prove how evil he really was, he was a descendant of the very first murderer, according to the Bible, Cain.
No, weapons don't work!
So Beowulf rushes in with all his men, and they kind of realize all of a sudden, hey, weapons aren't working on Grendel. They just bounce off a brick. So Beowulf has to fight Grendel with his bare hands. And then Beowulf rips off Grendel's arm. And Grendel kind of just slinks off to die after that.
For killing the great beast Grendel, Hrothgar showers Beowulf in countless riches and treasures.
Beowulf, being the good guy that he was, didn't go out to kill Grendel for the money and the riches. Instead, he went out to kill Grendel for honor and glory, because he was a Geat nobleman. That's the kind of thing that they would do.
It may have appeared like Beowulf's troubles had all just ended, but in reality, they were just beginning. That very night, the mother of Grendel launched her own attack on Hrothgar's hall, slaying several of his men. And so Beowulf is sent off to fight yet another monster deep within a treacherous swamp. Upon arriving in the marsh, Beowulf is given a magic sword by one of Hrothgar's soldiers known as Unferth. And so Beowulf descends into the murky lair of Grendel's mother. Grendel's mother catches Beowulf off guard. He quickly reacts and stabs at her with his sword. However, the supposedly magic sword breaks when it touches her flesh.
Within the Epic of Beowulf, it has been shown multiple times that the author or authors were clearly Christian. It clearly states that as Grendel's mother was going to attack him with a sword, God strengthened the chainmail that the sword would bounce off and protect Beowulf from danger.
After this incident, Beowulf finds yet another magic sword and uses it to slay Grendel's mother. 50 winters later, Beowulf is now a king in his own land and is confronted with yet another challenge when a local shepherd arouses a sleeping dragon.
Go gather Wiglaf and the other lords.
and we will slay it.
Yes, my lord. Yeah.
So Beowulf and his lords journeyed out to slay the greatest of all creatures in the land, the dragon.
The dragon's lair is a mile yonder. Who will come with me to slay the beast?
Dragon?
No dragon shall I slay.
I will.
Well, have fun. Don't forget to pack lunch, but goodbye. Good luck. Let's do this. Bury me with half the treasure, and bring the other half to the treasury.
You are so ugly.